Good morning, world. We are from Singapore, ARR Voices. As we have seen us earlier, we had come up with many subjects. And today, here, yet again, we are with a new subject, fixing imperfections is the topic of the day. Imperfections, as they say that nobody is perfect. Be yourself. If you Google there are umpteen number of quotes glorifying imperfection. But the word itself says flaw, something something wrong. It has to be fixed. With the pandemic scenario and with many challenges of daily life, we have to improve upon this imperfection. Otherwise, we are left behind. So to start with, as usual, I would call upon Dr. Ram, who is co-founder of, who is the founder of ACE International. You have known him earlier also. He will give us brief introduction as well. Dr. Ram, what can you tell us about fixing imperfections, especially as of today?
Good morning, all. It is a very nice time always being with ARR Voices and the topic and conversations which are making the people evoking their mindsets and mindfulness, how to manage their tasks or challenges coming on everyday basis. So today the topic is very nice, fixing your imperfections. I just wanted to start as usual with a few of my slides. Maybe that would give some nice understanding about the conditions. Is there a way to fix small imperfections? There is nobody having the attitude or the conditions of perfection. There are people who are having here and there with small imperfections that is burdening them. So how do we think the way to fix the small imperfections? Myself, Dr. B. Ramanathan, I am the founder and managing director of ACE International Private Limited, Singapore. As Amar pointed out, we are very keen to support for the people how to embrace the opportunity to lift up their life. When we are hearing the word imperfection and wanted to fix by ourselves, we need to stop to fix yourself or ourselves. You are not broken, you are perfectly imperfect, and the power or strength which are beyond our capacity of the measurement. Because the evolution is preparing the trend sets, the conditions, the situations which are making the people to adapt and survive better. That is the way the evolutionary organisms in the earth, they are getting evolved and retain their life. Man is having thousands of systems that is mainly focused on the function which are making very perfect. But there are some impairments, but even though the imperfections also making them to survive better because they are getting adapted to live with the conditions. When we are loving somebody, it is not finding the perfect person, but we are seeing the imperfect person as a perfect manner. That is the way we are molding our mindset to accept the imperfection of anybody. When we are getting the problem with being a perfectionist, that is the way everything has to be perfect. The expectations are growing and it is making us to see everything should be in order. Everything must be in a perfect condition. But the problem with being the human is there are some imperfections. That is, we can accept the world, nothing is perfect. Stephen Hawking, he made the quote, one of the basic rules of the universe is that nothing is perfect. As I earlier mentioned, perfection simply does not exist without imperfection because it is a kind of proportion. Whether which one is getting major, which one is getting minor, or it is getting transient. Neither you nor I would exist. Without that, we cannot able to exist. That is the condition we must need to think. Our flaws and imperfections are part of what we are making ourselves as a human. So that is the main value we must need to procure in our mind. We have to behave like that. There are people who are failing when they are fixing or repairing or making a kind of second life into the things which are getting perfect. But they have to think how to accept them as they are with the imperfections, because they can't able to compromise with the imperfections. It is preparing them to make some kind of stressful condition. There are people who can fix the thing what they want to be like that. That is the way they are creating a tiny memory which is getting connected, because students especially, they are facing a lot of imperfections when they are writing assignments, when they are committing to do some kind of homeworks or any kind of time balance in, when they are doing the studies as well as they are engaging their personal values. There are a lot of stress induced because of the imperfections, because of the management of the time, because of the commitment of doing some kind of activities. So we must need to think how to balance between. The gift of imperfection is we cannot selectively numb emotions, our feelings or our conditions or some kind of interactions. When we numb the painful emotions, we also numb the positive emotion, because it is overlapping your positive attitude. So it is masking your ability to become positively behaving, positively handling the situations. So I think every single imperfection adds to your beauty. We must need to think. It is also a kind of glooming your beauty, and it is making you to fit to survive well. I would rather be imperfect than perfect. You need to accept yourself wherever, however, whatever it is, but you have to make it possibly transforming towards the perfection. That is the attitude, but don't put it into your mind when you are failing to correct your imperfections, create more stress and committing yourself with some kind of ill-minded personality. So these are the words just I wanted to share about the fixing imperfection. Hopefully, it is added value for your uh, day-to-day life. How to make yourself being along with the imperfection is also a kind of beauty, and preparing yourself for a positive attitude. Thank you so much.
Uh, Thank you, Dr. Ram, for a crisp description by your slides. Seeing other person imperfection perfectly is a very difficult task. It is easy to say, easy to write it. I would bring up the example of Nick the Australian person who has no limbs, hands and legs. His name is Nick Vujicic. He's the author and he's a philosopher now, and good reads about life. When I see him, I get inspired of uh, by the word perfection itself. He has many quotes like, if you can't get a miracle, become one. So when he can achieve the impossible without hands and without legs, he is the live example of the humankind as of today. So why can't we change ourselves to be thankful, not to be bitter? That is also one of his quote, that he has never seen a bitter person who is thankful. Taking further this topic, I would call upon Dr. Raji to talk about thankfulness and bitterness of a person, because these small attitudes of life gets a perfection towards imperfect. I mean, imperfection, flaws, which can be rectified to perfection. Dr. Raji, as we all know, she is the founder of MAST, and she is into education industry for, I guess, more than 3 decades. So, Dr. Raji, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Are you able to hear?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Amar, you gave me a tiny agenda. I'm going to disappoint you. I just want to start with this. It's perfectly all right to be imperfect. That's my stand. See, when we say fixing imperfections, we think that we are assuming the role of God, where God himself has not decided that imperfections have to be fixed. Imperfections are the way of life. But the problem is, imperfections become whether they are troublesome or not, depending upon where we are imperfect. If you are a doctor and if you are about to do a surgery and the patient has handed over his life to you and waiting for your verdict, there imperfection is murderous. If you are a teacher and inside the class, a very young child walks in thinking world of you and her parents think world of you, and then you fail your duty, there the imperfection has to be fixed. And if you are a priest, if you are a spiritual leader of any sector in the world, of any religion, any sector in the world, if your imperfection is not fixed, it becomes dangerous to the world to follow. So basically, the kind of imperfections I am thinking of is where your imperfections will infect another person, and where your imperfection will have such an impact on another person that the other person's life is changed irretrievably. In that place, our personal imperfections have to be fixed. Very simple. You think that you cannot be objective when you see someone on the operation table. Say, for example, very recently, I actually watched in Amazon Prime 2611 Mumbai Diaries. A part of it, a tiny part of it, really had a strong impact in my mind. The doctor is giving treatment to the victims of a terror attack, and the terrorist himself, who has actually become a victim in that attack, he is rushed to the hospital, and the doctor says someone else is threatening him. You cannot treat the terrorist. He had been a serious criminal. And the doctor says, no, I treat the bodies, not the character of that human being. No, whoever is here, if he is hurt, if she is hurt, if it is hurt, treating objectively is my duty. It is that kind of perfection we should think of. The same guy has got other kinds of whatever you call your worldly imperfections. He smokes or he slaps someone, he breaks rules. We are not talking about that. So what I mean is, what is most important in that area, you have to be perfect. And of course, as parents, we all know that no parent can be perfect. If we keep on saying imperfections have to be fixed, what will happen is quite a lot of parents will keep on blaming themselves for whatever their grown-up son or grown-up daughter has turned out to be. So that's not the kind of guilt trip we want the parents to take it. I'm just making it as humane as possible when I'm talking about fixing imperfections. So you see, if you give the authority to the parents, and if you say fixing imperfections should be the way of life, please trust me, many a child's life will be permanently lost. Many a child's life will be permanently damaged. You know why? You and I do not know what's called perfection. And we are trying to see, we will try to make a 3-year-old or 4-year-old to stand still and be prim and proper and walk in a line. No, no, no. That's not perfect. The 3-year-old should be allowed to grow. He should be allowed to grow. She should be allowed to grow. Why the child should walk without falling down? Why the child? Have you seen parents who will say, no, 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 I want to feed my child. The child will throw the food everywhere. I'm sorry. That's not the kind of perfection we want. The child, you don't put the child on the dining table. In my younger days, we were told to sit on the floor, whichever floor it is, and they don't even put a plate, for 1-year-old. For 1-year-old, they just put some cooked rice like that before. When everybody else is eating, they'll place the 1-year-old also somewhere and put the rice. And you know what the 1-year-old will do? It will not pick up the rice just from before it and eat it. It will walk to the uncle's plate or aunt's bowl or wherever, and then put its hand inside and take and eat like that. That is actually the way for it to learn. So the question is, you want to spoon feed a kid or you want the kid to learn? If you really think that spoon feeding is the way of life, I'm so sorry for you as well as your kid. So that is when you talk about fixing the so-called imperfections. I've already explained to you very clearly. Fixing imperfections on a professional basis. See, if a teacher, the child is sent to the class, not necessarily for disciplining, but discipline is a part of that class, the process. So the teacher, when she or he has the collective responsibility for a group of kids, they have to follow different parameters. The kid comes back home simply because you follow different parameters. So basically, all of us should start looking into ourselves first, irrespective of your position in life. We should start looking into ourselves. And please believe it or not, the most creative people are the most imperfect people in the world. So let's allow people to grow. But when they're trying to go astray, it's okay. Just give them a pat and pull them in the correct path. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah, you kept a very different point of view. I was expecting some very casual approach, but you gave it. The point was for the adults. Of course, we have the nature. Nature teaches us in many ways, as Dr. Ram Slide said, the human evolution. Now coming to the senses, transcending the senses. This is what I was pointing at. I would call upon Mr. Arun, who is the author of Quotes Enrich. Mr. Arun, what is the importance of self meditation in the process of perfection?
If you want to ace in life, you have to be aware of imperfection. The very meditation starts with awareness. I repeat, if you really want to ace in life, you have to be aware of your imperfection. Then you have to admit your imperfection. Then you have to avoid your imperfection. And lastly, then you ascend in life. So these are the 4 aces if you really want to ace in life. For some people, imperfection is like a blind spot. The person is not even aware that he has some imperfection. He's unwilling to admit it. Everyone else can be wrong. How can I be wrong? I can't be wrong. Everybody else can be wrong. I've come across people who say that my spouse is imperfect, my parents are imperfect, my children are imperfect, my boss, my employee, my neighbor, everybody, but he is perfect. Now, with that attitude, it becomes very difficult to lead a life because this person is totally in a world where he's not even aware that he needs a correction. For that kind of person, it's more of a disease. That so he needs somebody else. He needs a guru to tell him that yes, you have a blind spot. You can't see your imperfection. So you need a guru. You need a doctor to tell you that this is your disease. When we come across people, when it comes to imperfection of others, we become judge. And when it comes to imperfection of self, then we become lawyers. So you have to take one stand. Be a judge in both the cases, or be a lawyer in both the cases. But when it comes to others, you are a judge. And when it comes to self, you become a lawyer. The journey of getting rid of imperfection will continue till a human being becomes Buddha. It's a journey from normal person to becoming Buddhahood, to attain Buddhahood. This journey is endless. It will go on. Life after life, this journey goes on. You keep on getting rid of your imperfections till you become Buddha. If somebody claims and says that I have no imperfection, then that would be quite foolish. Even the most evolved person have some weaknesses. Even the enlightened persons have some weaknesses. And the beauty with those enlightened people is that they are aware of it. In that light of awareness, all their imperfections get burnt out. So this is what you have to do. It's not quite a difficult task to get rid of imperfection. You can. I've seen people who used to get very angry at a particular age, who used to smoke, who used to take alcohol. There are friends around me, and now they've got rid of their anger, they got rid of their alcohol, they got rid of their smoking, and many other things they got rid of. So it's not difficult. Some people can do it in one lifetime, get rid of many imperfections, and some people do it in multiple lifetimes. But you have to get rid of it because there is no choice. You have no choice. So sooner you do, better it is. So my take on this is getting rid of imperfections is a way of life, and you have to get rid of it. Sooner you do, better it is. Thank you.
Oh, that was very mind shaking. As usual, you gave your acronym of 4 ACEs: awareness, admit, avoid, ascend. The issue was, since I came up earlier, is the whole of learned people on Google, they say that perfection, you have no fear of perfection, you will never reach it. This is the Western concept, if I may say. So, and they glorify imperfection. Yes, we are surrounded, we have to go towards perfection, but there are seldom any references towards perfection. Everybody believes, as you said, that we are judge for others and lawyers for ourselves. So this kind of transformation is needed. So for imperfection transformation, Dr. Ram, can you add on something?
Yeah, usually, as you mentioned, many people, they are looking for others' mistake, but they don't look for their own, and they don't take any action for that. Even though other people, they wanted to mention particular imperfection about them, they don't accept and they don't want to take any measurements or control measures how to correct themselves. That's why there is the alignment of disciplinary actions for the school. The children, they are reaching in the time, because it is cultivating their mannerism not to go late. So that is the way the culture transformation is going to fix in their mind. We should not go late to the school. So that is the way they are making it possible to handle when they are moving towards the workforce, to commit and do the work in the workplace. So it is a kind of priority they have to fix in their mind, not too late for any occasion where we need to go in the proper schedule. We have to plan nicely like that. And also, why do we want to cultivate all these measurements for the children? They have to manage their multitask kind of things. For the students, even though the parents are supporting a lot, but the self-management, self-establishment, self-enterprising are very, very important. If the student could not able to manage on her or his own task effectively, they cannot shine. They are getting failure. So that is the way the multitask oriented kind of capacity. They need to go to school, they have to prepare for the exams, they have to commit to do the regular homework. Their periodical timetable is very much fixed. When they are very much of demanding for doing something but they are failed, that is the imperfection. They have to correct themselves, the minor corrections or major corrections, how to cope up well, how to manage the tasks. That is the way. So this is also the example for adults, because when they are coming out of the children status, the school atmospheres, when you can see all these imperfections started when the higher learning places, especially JC, polytechnic, degree, and other, because they are getting some kind of freedom, because they are becoming kind of superior personality. So they want to manage on their own. There is nobody will be there to instruct or demand to do like that. So that kind of freedom only making the imperfections grow bigger. As I mentioned in my talk, there are two kind of things, perfection and imperfection, but in what ratio? The imperfection is very small and it is manageable to correct, and it is making you to move towards with the perfect manner, and your success rate will be getting enhanced. You can able to show yourself confidently to do anything. That is the proper strength for the person. They have to accept, is there any failures or any mistakes or any conditions they could not able to do that, they have to accept. If they are accept, the mindfulness will give the strength for them to overlook. The mindfulness will give enable them to become more positive attitude person. This is happening as usual like other people, but I can manage my things to correct and improve. Correction and improvement is the strategy for leading the life successful manner. So we have to manage with this buffering period, but it should not deviate very distant or very long kind of things, but it should be in a buffering solution attitude to manage the imperfection and perfection. They can able to sustain for betterment. That is making the empowerment strategy for each and everyone, with the community, with the family or the workplaces, in the team. As Dr. Raja also mentioned, there are people who are failing for the balancing kind of things, work-life balance. So these are all the things I want to emphasize for the people to think and prosper well. That is the way your life is getting progress. Thank you.
Yeah, you touched upon parenting. We had done that subject earlier, and as well you rightly mentioned about accept and mindfulness. Accepting, that is a huge bow down for ego that has to be learned by every individual. There are these quotes that the more I feel imperfect, the more I feel alive. So again, coming back to the subject, that what are people doing about this? Yeah, we know that imperfection is just like mortality, Until we die, we will be imperfect. But the progress path. So, Dr. Raji, can you give a few insight of, I mean, your insight on progress path towards imperfection? I mean, towards perfection from imperfection.
Well, actually, the best method is to understand that imperfection is okay. I differ from people in this. See, the issue is automatically as a way of life, imperfection will not start marching towards perfection. No doubt about it. See, for example, if you had been, very simple example is, if you had been permanently messy at home, okay, permanently messy, it needs only one incident to make you okay. You know what? You had misplaced some very valuable thing, and on that day you cannot find anything. You are struggling, you are moving up and down, you can't do anything. It has been a very expensive mistake for you. Please believe me, next day morning or on the same day night, you will start marching towards being imperfect. So the problem is, the more you try to protect your children, okay, from getting hurt, the more you try to spoon feed your kid, the more you try to teach your children something, that will not work. That will lead them, that will push them into robots. Do you want to do you want to fix machine mechanical robots, or you want to nurture and groom young children? This is the question. You want to nurture people and actually you want to allow them to grow. The only way is to make them understand how these things can be changed. Instead, very simple. Instead of even telling people, don't do this, don't do that, this will become that, you allow them to experience it for a while. A simple example would be like, always kept telling my young kids when they were very young, you must wake up at this time, and then we gave them an alarm and all these things. And always, not because they watched TV or anything, their homework was so much that they did even beyond midnight, and then morning they couldn't wake up, and every time I had to wake up and then push them into the school bus when they were too young. Afterwards I started driving. Those days, once my husband and I decided, no, this is not going to work. They are going to be like this, messy, imperfect. So what do? I told them, look, tonight you're going to sleep, right? Tomorrow morning, do or die, you keep your alarm and you wake up. You wake up, you get ready. I will provide you breakfast, whatever. I'll help you to reach the school. And you decide that you are not going to wake up with your alarm, then you face the consequences. They took it too lightly. I just left them. I went to office. He went to office. They happily slept and woke up at 10:30 a.m. that day. To their shocked disbelief, they realized that we have chosen not to wake them up. Then they said that no, you tell the school that we are sick, this and that. I said no, I refuse to. Just it took one firm stand. Okay. The next day onwards, my kid on their own, they kept their alarm, and then just like a jolt, they woke up. So I didn't do anything to fix their imperfection. What I did was, I just give a gentle nudge towards how to correct themselves. See, they have the ability to rectify their mistakes. They have the ability to improve themselves. And if you believe that the motor mechanism to fix someone's imperfection should come from outside, that will not work. You have to make, if your own family members who are younger than you have to make them understand that the fixing mechanism is within themselves. And if it's someone like a senior to you, you can tell them gently. Other than that, allow the person to realize or talk to the person, and the fixing mechanism is built within herself or himself, not from outside. Thank you.
Uh, that was again a very good parenting tip. Uh, I was looking that as an individual, yeah, of course, the fixation comes by the loss of something. So that example was quite apt. So again, I go for with the quote. The word imperfect actually spells I am perfect, because everyone is perfect in their own imperfect ways. So, Mr. Arun, this word, this letter I, which is induced in the English language, where impossible, they say I am possible, but that is not much highlighted. But this word is highlighted, that I am perfect. So, how do we mend this I, Mr. Arun?
When you are surrounded by this I, which is your ego, it's very difficult to drop imperfection. When you say imperfection can be said, I am perfect, that means you have decided not to improve upon. Even Kabir has said many things about imperfections. He said, those who are your critics, those who criticize you, keep them near to you. Nindak niyare rakhiye. Keep them near to you. Because they are giving you free suggestion, free advice. Otherwise, you will go to a counselor who will find out and tell you more about it and who will charge you. And people at home tell you free of cost. And that is the reason why joint family is breaking. Because in joint family, they tell you, you wake up late. Then they tell you, oh, you don't pick up your own plate. Oh, you shout a lot. You talk too much on the phone. You come late from office. And all that. So people don't like that. They don't like to be pointed out about their imperfections. People are very egoistic, very arrogant. They don't want to improve. They don't want to admit their mistakes. So they say, no, okay, I'll take a separate house and live separately. How easy it is to do that. Instead of fixing your own imperfection, you're adding one more imperfection to it. You had bunch of imperfections. Now you want to live separately. One more imperfection you're adding to it. So you have to get rid of this ego. You have to be grateful to people who point out your imperfection. Once you accept them as your well-wisher, then things will start happening. Magic will start happening. And if you view your own people at home to be your enemy, that could be the biggest mistake you can be doing in your life. I'm unwilling to accept that everybody can live with their imperfection. No. The whole journey of human being is towards Buddhahood. You have to keep removing your imperfection. Forget your own imperfection. You be forgiving to others' imperfection also. When Buddha went to one village and he was appreciated and all that, and at the end he got up, he was given a lot of gifts. He said, please take it back. I don't accept anything from others. Then he went to other village where everybody threw stones at him, they abused him and all that. Buddha had the same expression what he had in the previous village. This time he said, I don't accept anything, take it back. So it is up to you whether you want to accept praises. It is up to you whether you want to accept insults. It is up to you. It is only up to you. So Buddha said, I don't accept anything from others. Take it back. So this is a kind of, even if others are imperfect, it doesn't bother him. He's so perfect that he's shining in the light of enlightenment. We all have to go to that journey. There's a Greek saying, he who knows not and knows not that he knows not is a fool. You have imperfection, but you don't know you have imperfection. Is a major problem. So the first step to get rid of imperfection is at least be aware of imperfection. At least you know that you are wrong. At least you know that you are doing something unreasonable. At least you admit that you have a bad behavior. You admit. That is the first thing, the minimum. Then the correction can start from there. No, I am perfect. I am right. My point of view is correct. Now, with that, improvement can never start. That is arrogant. I am perfect. I am perfect. You are wrong. No, correction cannot start from that stage. So you have to be, don't take that stand that I am perfect. Once you take that stand, it's end of the journey and you're heading nowhere.
Again, very insightful, Mr. Arun. So, dear viewers, the whole idea of today's topic was, please remove the I am factor from the word imperfection. Wherever we put I, we see ourselves and nothing else. We have to see others as well. So perfection can be achieved because it is a part of the word imperfection. So kindly, with what all share we had from today, if someone somewhere has benefited from us, kindly share and definitely give us a thumbs up on our channel. And we would like you to subscribe and also comment. That would help us to come up with more topics. Thank you for today. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Bye for today. Bye.